About a year ago, I put out a video talking about the official PlayStation concert. And this was going to be Sony's entry into the video game concert landscape. They were going to go up against some of their other rivals like Final Fantasy Distant Worlds or Video Games Live or the Symphony of the Goddess or the Candlelight thing that I did a couple months ago where they played video game classical music with a 4-piece quartet, right? All amazing stuff. And I was like, man, it would be so cool if Sony finally got on board and started doing this. And that was the video. And they announced international tour dates back then. Nothing domestically here in the United States. But thankfully today, they announced US dates. We're going to go through them here in a minute with some ticket pre-order information, what to expect, all that good stuff. But before I get into it, subscribe to the channel. Super easy, all right? Super easy. Okay, so celebrating the music of the greatest video games. They are doing a pre-sale June 18th and June 19th. There is a pre-sale code. You go to the website. You can get your tickets early. You're going to get the best seats. Now, this, from what I can tell in the trailer and from what I can tell kind of how they are putting this together, this is going to be very, very similar to all those other concerts I mentioned. There's going to be a giant screen in the background showing gameplay footage while a live orchestra sits on the stage and plays the music for you. Now, this one seems to be a little different. It looks like they're going to do a little more modern music, so it might not be a traditional orchestra. I could see in the little trailer here, drums, electric guitars, electric bass, that sort of thing. And I don't know how prominently displayed the band is going to be, as opposed to more of the graphics and the spectacle, kind of like how an E3 reveal. Remember, E3 comes out, there's all this giant stage and signage, and then you're all focusing on the stage, and then you get the trailer for the hot new game. This probably is going to be something similar. Maybe the band will be presented at that time. I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I can't wait, but I will tell you this. If you're a fan of video games, you want to be at one of these shows because there's nothing like being surrounded by your fans, your favorite fans, your mutual fans, maybe your fans. If you're Viper Magic, I'm sure you have fans, but fans of the video game, everybody's sitting around talking, enjoying the music together, wearing their favorite video game franchise shirt, whooping and cheering when your favorite song comes on with the giant screen. The music's just loud and beautiful. There's nothing like it, and it's one of the most beautiful things you'll ever get to experience. And I truly, truly mean that if you are a fan of video games. So make sure you mark your calendars and go check this out. So the list hasn't changed on the website. They're still mentioning some of the same games they had before. The Last of Us, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, Astrobot, Bloodborne, Journey, Uncharted, Helldivers 2, just to name a few. There are probably others coming. But basically, you can tell that this is something that we're really excited about. Let's see if they have any other ones that they're showing here. I think those are the ones that they already talked about. Yeah, okay. So they have some little videos here on the official website. That has not changed either, but they do talk about using LED technology and state-of-the-art multi-layered projection systems to give you this groundbreaking transformation into the concert. You're going to be part of the music, and I'm really, really excited. There's our boy Bear McCreary. He's jamming out, getting everything tuned up. This is going to be larger than life. So right now, the international dates are going on. And then we're going to shift over to the United States dates. Starting in October, they're going to basically work their way around through, they're going to duck out a little bit into international stuff. But for the most part, we're going to start seeing a lot more domestic stuff. You see some Washington stuff here, Chicago, Missouri, Georgia, whatever. We're looking through all these dates and go through and find them. I tried to look when I was at work today. A lot of times these tours, you can follow them. You know, they start in like Florida and they work their way up the East Coast and then they go through the Midwest and then down, whatever, right? This just seems to be like a scatter shot of like, we're going to Boston. Now we're going to Detroit. Now we're going to Chicago. Now we're going to Ohio. Now we're going to West Virginia. It's just ping-ponging all over the place. I don't really feel like there is a natural flow to this. In some states, you know, in some areas, like in Boston, a little larger city, they're actually going to be there 2 days in a row. So it looks like they'll be there on November 13th, and then they'll return again on the 14th. All of them say more dates coming soon, which leads me to believe that they are still fleshing out the schedule, and they're probably still looking for participants to want to go through this. But the one that matters the most, and the whole reason you're watching this, is this one right here. Good old Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center in Orlando, Florida, my home city. Hell yes, cannot wait. March 14, 2026. Now, you'll notice that Florida does not have a pre-sale starting on June 18th like other ones. Unfortunately, the pre-sale is going to be, I don't know when, probably just the launch day on the 20th. Some of them say pre-sales is June 18th. Some of them say pre-sale June 19th. Some of them say coming soon. And then obviously the Germany and the European ones, I should say, the links are already active. They've been active for months, so there's nothing new there. But look at this place. Somewhere in New York. We don't know where. Somewhere in Syracuse. So this, as I said, more dates coming soon. This is going to be a dynamic event. Things will change. But if you're interested, do yourself a favor. Check out that pre-order code. Get ready to buy seats. You want to be in the center, okay? It doesn't really matter how close or far you are as long as you can see the stage, but you want to be in the center. A lot of these amphitheaters, while they are tuned for live music, usually for Broadway or for plays, they're not necessarily tuned properly for concerts. And typically, the speaker bars that they use are skewed such that if you're sitting more to the left or more to the right, you're going to hear sound not reverberate on the opposite ear. In other words, if you're sitting all the way to the left, it's going to sound like most of the music is hitting your right ear, not your left ear. And you're going to be wanting to sitting comfortably, looking dead on. You're going to be want to be right down the gut. That is where you're going to want to be. So make sure you are on the website. I will be ready to get tickets. I will check to see even if they decide to change the pre-order date here in Orlando to be June 18th or June 19th. But this is going to be larger than life. If you've looked at some of my old content on my channels, you've seen the video game concerts I've been to, the hype, the merchandise, the swag, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really cool, and it's really, really special. And I think you're going to want to be a part of this one. I mean, I'm flying to Boston next year for the Death Stranding concert solely because I believe in what Sony's vision is. And I believe in this, and I know these games, and I know this music, and it's going to be impactful, and you're going to want to do it. I'll post a link to all of this, by the way, in the description box below. While you're down there, you know what to do, and that's to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.